Evening, Andrew.
Hello, Brad.
What are we doing here tonight?
Staying warm.
Valid point. Welcome to episode 67
Yes.
of Auto Off Topic.
The last episode of 2017.
Yes, appropriate that ends in a 7.
Yes.
17. 67.
So, yeah, it's real cold.
It is real cold.
It's going to be a long winter because
I'm hoping it's going to be a short winter.
Maybe because we started
over
early.
in January.
Yeah. Usually it gets this cold and snowy, like end of January, February.
If it does at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 10 degrees, according to my truck on the way here tonight.
I mean, we had a white Christmas, so that was cool.
We had a very white Christmas. It doesn't get much whiter.
I don't remember the last time that happened.
Apparently, according to the news, it has been 48 years since a storm of that magnitude hit.
Okay, well, that's why I don't remember
That's
it.
exactly what I was saying when the news story started. I was like, man, I don't remember ever having this much snow on Christmas. And the guy's like, well, it's been 48 years. And I was like, that explains why I don't remember it, because I'm not 48 years
Maybe
old.
a couple inches, but this was like a good storm.
Not even a couple inches of snow on Christmas. I remember like a couple of times we get a dusting. And that's about it. I was looking through family pictures on like Facebook Memories or something, and 2 Christmases ago, my niece would have been 3, and we got her a bicycle. And on Christmas Day, we were out in the driveway teaching her how to ride her bicycle, and we were all wearing short sleeves.
I feel like there's a couple years ago, it snowed right after, like the week after.
Yep, that's normal.
A bunch, but no, nothing.
Yeah, this is not normal. I had over 6 inches at my house on Christmas Day. So, although, did you see that town in Pennsylvania?
No.
It was Erie, Pennsylvania, or somewhere they got lake effect snow. And between Christmas Eve and the day after Christmas, they got 54 inches.
Oh, is that what they were talking about in the news?
Yeah.
I wasn't really paying attention to that part. I kind of heard
That's
it.
nuts. That's half
like
of
in the background?
That's half of the snowfall record in Boston for the whole season. Like, we had 115 once.
I heard them call that, it was funny on the news, they call it the Wicked Winter of 2015. I was like, that's a good name for
That's
it.
a good New England name for it. Yeah. Wicked Winter. Excuse me, that would be Wicked Winter Guy.
Yeah. Getting your plows on.
2015. Plowing big salt.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's a different episode.
Yeah, salt everywhere.
Oh, yeah, it's gross.
It's horrible.
My truck is more silver than usual.
Oh, yeah, the poor Subaru's covered in salt.
The Subaru doesn't exist anymore. It's already rotted away.
Yeah, it already had surface rust, which is a coating.
Rust is a coating?
It's a protective coating.
Well, salt is the protective coating over the rust right now. It's protecting the rust from getting any...
Yep, more salt.
More salt keeps the moisture away from the rust.
Yeah, it just dries it up.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Sure. It's preserved. Technically, yeah, salt is like, you could have salted fish.
Salt is a preservative when it comes to fish, yes, but it's not when it comes to Subarus.
No.
Or Mitsubishis, even though Mitsubishi does tuna fish.
Yeah. Well, it's not salted.
Tuna fish?
No.
Could be. To preserve it, probably is. Some sort of salt-based, I don't know, science.
Anyway, man, we finally got on the Forza train, huh?
We did. We've been off it since Forza 4.
Yeah. Because my Xbox died, and then I just never got around to getting another one.
I never really got into it. I had Forza 6, but I never really played because I didn't have anybody to play against.
Yeah, I didn't think you had a Xbox for 5. Because was it 360 was 5?
I had an Xbox 360 the whole time.
Okay.
I think Xbox One
was the first 5.
I don't remember. Somehow we skipped 5.
Yep.
The people skipped 5.
Uh-huh.
I had Horizon 1.
Yeah.
Which was fun as a solo player game, not a 2-player game. It might have been. I never played it that way, but it was more fun than Forza was as a solo player.
Yeah, well, it was funny. I never really played the Horizon games until today. I downloaded 3, and it's a weird mismatch of like every arcadey type racing game ever.
I haven't played Forza 3 yet. As you know, it's been installing on my Xbox for the past 72 hours.
Yeah.
Thank you by the way. That was Andrew's Christmas gift to me, was a copy of Horizon 3. When I played the first one, it took me a while to get into it.
Yeah.
Because the beginning of it was kind of, honestly, it seemed cheesy at first.
Oh, it totally seemed cheesy.
But then once I got into it and there were some cool challenges, there were like some Top Gear style challenges. It was like car versus airplane. And it was like a Red Bull airplane that had like a, Red Bull race course to follow, and you would fall down on the ground in a car. And that was kind of cool. And then I got into it trying to collect the cars and, win all win all the points.
I think it's definitely geared to toward
Casual.
tweens.
Well, I don't think it's geared to tweens. I think it's geared to casual car fans.
Okay.
So, and most tweens, I guess, would be casual car fans because they can't really drive yet.
Well, it's all about supercars.
It isn't. It isn't. I haven't played Forza. I haven't played Horizon 3.
Well, so far, 10 minutes in the game, it's all supercars.
Okay.
And like a buggy.
Well, I remember I spent most of my time in Horizon 1 driving a Volkswagen Beetle, so...
And it was like...
That might just be me.
Yeah. And it was like, in a fantasy world, you can drive anything as fast as you possibly want. You picked a Volkswagen Beetle.
Well, you gotta keep it real.
And then, yeah, it was funny because I was playing it, and I realized...
A really fast Volkswagen
I was like,
Beetle.
wait a minute, I don't have to stay on the road. I just drive off the road. And it reminded me of playing like Need for Speed 2.
Okay.
The one that was set in like the Pacific Northwest. Remember that one for like PS1?
I do, actually, yeah.
Or like, because back it used to be like Car and Driver Need for Speed. Like that was the first one, I think.
Possibly. Because it was Car and Driver Test Drive, if you remember that, back in the late 80s. Remember it was just the 959 and the F40?
I don't remember that one. I remember like Test Drive 2 was a good game.
No,
Test Drive 5?
Okay. I think Test Drive rebooted itself at some point.
Yeah.
Because the game I had for PC back in like 88 was called Test Drive 2 The Duel.
Okay.
And there were only 2 cars in the game and 1 track. And it was an F40 and a 959. And it was like some Arizona street race course.
Oh, okay.
It was amazing.
Do you remember, it must have been Test Drive 5 that we played on PS1.
That was the one that had like the Charger that could do like wheelies.
No. Had a bunch of muscle cars in it.
It's mostly muscle cars. I remember that.
Like the Cobra, 427 Cobra was not easy to drive or fast.
That was the one that had codes for like driving the log.
No,
driving
that was
the outhouse.
No, that was Need for Speed 2.
Oh, was it really? Mm-hmm. I'm all
Be a
confused.
school
now.
bus, yeah. Basically, that I was getting that from Horizon. It was like all of these games that you want to just play really arcadey, like Cruising USA or something.
Yep.
They've just wrapped it up into one game.
What the first one reminded me of at first was because the open world video game thing was still kind of new. Mm-hmm. In my head, anyway, because I didn't play that many of them. It was kind of like a Grand Theft Auto minus the crime. Because
Exactly.
the way I always played Grand Theft Auto was just drive around and waste time, which is what Forza kind of is.
Yeah, with realistic cars and no guns or anything. So
Right, and slightly more realistic handling physics.
yeah.
Which the game plays differently than Forza Motorsports. It's
it does.
definitely way more arcadey.
Oh, totally. I mean, considering I drove a Lamborghini off a cliff and then was driving off road,
Drove away.
and high centered it on a rock and got stuck.
Are you saying that a Lamborghini is not the best choice for an overlander?
No, it's not.
Okay, you heard it here first. Do not overland your
So
Lamborghini.
anyway, and then
Or do.
we've been playing motorsport mostly. That's pretty fun.
Yeah,
So
I have like 45 minutes into it, unfortunately. I need to get more into it. Hopefully tonight after recording I can rush home.
Yeah.
Drive my real car home to drive video game cars.
Mm-hmm. And I guess you can message us if you want to. Our gamer tags or whatever.
Probably not right away, though, because we're probably pretty terrible.
Yeah, but whatever. Anyways.
Although I think that maybe in the future it would be fun to curate some kind of, like, fan-based, listener-based
I'm trying to figure out how to do like a
challenges.
like a leaderboard type thing, time trials. If there is a way in this game, there was in older versions.
Well, we could do it ourselves, even if we had, like, post up on the Facebook page, you know, a thread, post your times, and we could just aggregate them into a Excel sheet or something.
Yeah, you just send a screenshot, either a screenshot or a picture with your phone or something. But
Yeah.
there was a way in the older games to actually have a like leaderboard.
Amongst friends.
Yeah,
I don't remember that. I remember doing that, like, locally, like, when, was it 5 first came out? Remember we were playing over our friend's house in Salem, and we did, I think you were there.
I don't remember.
Oh.
But
you're definitely there.
But you could do like, I've definitely in older, like 4, the last game I really played, or maybe it was 3. I was actually playing in a league for a little while. That was kind of fun. You'd have everybody would agree. It was like through like Naziok or something, and so everybody have like a
Subaru.
no. It'd be like, okay, this week we're gonna do, or for the next series we're gonna do like American Le Mans series. Before it became two-door
Yep.
sports car. So everybody would pick,
because we could be C-class cars or whatever.
Yeah, but everybody would pick a car that participated in the American Le Mans series, Corvettes, Ferraris, whatever you had, and then you'd show up and they do, at the time, they had Road Atlanta, Road America. There was no Lime Rock, so they did something else instead of Lime Rock. But yeah, they'd try to do all the races on the circuit.
All the ones they could.
Yeah. So,
that's cool.
So if you organize it with people outside of Forza, and then you go in and you adjust the races to fit that, then it can be really fun.
Yeah, because playing in the online rooms that are available to you, non-curated, pretty infuriating.
Yeah, when you just play with random people, it's usually not very good. But if you actually show up and you're going to play with people that want to just race cleanly and not just smash into each other, unless you're playing that type of game,
which is also fun sometimes.
Yeah, it is fun.
I remember playing in Forza 4.
You play tag or something? You
play tag, or you have one guy drive the slowest car in the game and one guy to the fastest car in the game and try to push the little Suzuki sedan to 200 miles an hour down
something
the
like that. Yeah. And drifting was really fun in the old game.
Yeah, they don't seem to have a drifting mode in this one.
They do have a drifting mode.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, but they don't have those drift stages. They had a mountain stage.
Yeah, they had a mountain uphill and downhill.
That was
awesome.
pretty fun. But
I remember we spent a lot of time playing that.
Yeah, because it was the most fun
multiplayer.
Yeah, it was the best that drifting had ever been in any game. So
anyway. Yeah, because remember it was it tallied your score as you went up the mountain, and it was almost like a horse in basketball. Like you had to beat the score all the way up the mountain.
Yeah, it still does it that way, but I don't think it has a drift stage. Basically,
maybe we'll add one because that's the beauty of modern video game systems.
Well, we'll
download
some
content.
We're late to the game, but we're getting there.
We're not that late. It came out 3 months ago. It's not like a year and a half later.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
I mean, we definitely took advantage of waiting 3 months because we paid $38 instead of $60. But
yeah, and also I was waiting for the cheaper Xbox to come out. So anyway, how about Project Car updates? Anything?
The temperature is too damn low.
Yeah, it's too damn cold. I had a leaky coolant hose to the turbo in the Subaru.
Okay.
That I noticed because I could smell coolant every now and then in the morning. I was like, that's kind of weird. And then I looked at it. It was all bloated.
I remember I commented last time I rode in your car that it smelled like coolant.
Yeah, and it was it kept doing it at the same, where you said it was where it always did it in the morning.
Okay.
And I was like, that's weird. So finally I got to work one day and I looked and I could see dried coolant around the line. So luckily, local parts store had one. It was like a preformed hose.
So you caught that one in time.
Yep. And so that was fine. And then I noticed there's spray around the radiator cap. I was like, oh, the seal must be bad.
Is it just a rubber O-ring or a wide flat O-ring?
Yeah, and somebody had replaced there's two radiator caps on a turbo Subaru.
One on the radiator and one on the
expansion tank. Yeah. Okay. And apparently, after doing some research, they are different pressures, which I did not realize. So I don't know if somebody put the wrong pressure one.
I assume the one on the tank is a higher pressure?
No, it's lower.
The one on the radiator is a higher pressure?
It's supposed to be higher, yeah. So maybe they got swapped. I didn't really look because it's so goddamn cold, and it's not pouring out. I was like, I just ordered new OEM ones.
Yep.
Because they're
one of each?
Yeah, one of each, the correct ones, because they're cheap.
Well, we've often said that the first thing you should do when buying any used car is change radiator caps and thermostats.
Yeah.
Because they're such a common failure point, and they're overlooked in maintenance all the time.
Well, somebody did change them, but I think they just got the wrong one. So it's weird because the radiator cap on this is, the OEM one is just round. You're not really supposed to remove it all the time. And then you're supposed to actually check the level in the expansion tank because it's higher.
Okay.
But it's weird. So the radiator cap is 19 PSI, and then the expansion tank cap is 15 or 16.
Okay.
I don't know. It's weird, but that's the way it works.
Well, it makes sense because if it's got too much pressure, it wants to blow off on the expansion tank.
Now, when I was trying to figure out if they had different pressures or what pressure the caps were supposed to be, Googling that provides hilarious results. So basically, I was like, WRX, coolant cap pressure. What should it have? And then it brings up all these threads of people I'm running 20 PSI is of boost. Do I need a 20 PSI radiator cap?
That's a joke, right?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've said some dumb things, but that's a good one.
It's like, okay.
I thought you were going to make a joke about, I don't know, vaping or something, because it's a Subaru.
Nope. Although, when it bursts, it will vape.
Yes. I want my
it's
Subaru,
a lot of water vapor.
I want my Subaru to vape like me.
Yeah.
What pressure cap do I need to run to allow just a little bit of coolant out?
Oh, my God. After I changed that hose, I did it as quick as possible to not spill that much, and I had a rag in there, but it still spilled some on the engine. It was just steaming
for a
like
while.
Yeah, for like a half hour on the way home.
I was actually behind a truck this morning that must have blown the head gasket because every car had some kind of vapor coming out of the exhaust pipe because it's so cold.
Yep.
But he literally was
like thick white,
blocking the street with white powdery clouds. It was awful. Typical late 90s F-150.
Yep. So yeah, we said we had a bunch of snow, and I finally ordered up some snow tires for Stephanie's Crosstrek because I was being lazy about it because it usually doesn't snow.
It usually doesn't snow this much.
Until much later.
Yeah. I'm also behind the curve, which is funny because we're both such adamant snow tire pushers that neither one of us were prepared this year. Well, you were in your WRX.
Because I already had them.
But not your wife's car.
No.
And I didn't have a chance financially to replace the tires in my truck. And thankfully, my truck weighs 7,000 pounds, so it kind of makes up for it a little bit as far as traction goes.
Yeah, you'll just smash into and destroy anything that you slide into.
Yeah, exactly. Again, as you said before, the truck goes down the street going bro. But no, the tires are pretty bald in the back, so they're not great for
I'm sure there's a bunch of
steering.
guys that are like really upset that you don't have a plow in the front of your truck.
Well, there was one last year. I don't know if you remember that story. The guy came up to me and wanted to buy my truck, and when I told him I wasn't selling it because I had just bought it, he asked me why I didn't have a plow on it and what I was even doing with it then.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. Didn't know I needed that.
No.
It would be nice to make some extra cash with a plow, though.
Yeah. So,
never sleep.
Do we have any project car resolutions?
As in 2018 project car resolutions? Yeah. I mean, I have a lot of them, but they never get done.
Well, but we're going to pick one and start with it, right?
Okay, so project car resolution number 1 is the Galant.
Okay.
Galant needs to run.
Okay.
Period.
All right.
I've been talking about it with you off air for the past couple of weeks about just getting, buckling down and working on it and getting it going.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, that's the thing. So the engine needs to be done. If there's a semi-warm day, we can pull the head off of the junk one, and you can have it cleaned or whatever to get all the metal debris out from the bearing. Mm-hmm. And then the rest of the engine, because it's already on a stand, is rolling into a basement.
Yeah,
and work on it.
I'm
indoors,
ready to go whenever you are.
Or in your living room, whatever works.
I don't care. Do that spare room next to my dining room.
Yeah. So just somewhere where it's warm.
It would just be easier to get it in your basement because the garage goes into the basement.
Yeah. So there's that. And then, so that's like number 1.
Number 1 is the Galant.
Okay. You did get the Raider semi.
Running. It's running. It 100% runs.
Okay.
I just need to re-register it.
Mm-hmm.
And fix the brakes.
Okay.
The braking issue and the turn signal.
Okay.
So it doesn't have you have to double pump the brakes every time to get pressure. So there's either a leak somewhere or more than likely it's in the booster.
Yep.
So it probably needs a new booster. I'll look into that.
All right. So that can probably be done fairly easily.
Yes.
Like, so all right.
That can be done even before the Galant because it's simple.
Or at the same time. All right.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, so there's 2.
The cooling issue on the Colt will probably be taken care of this year too, but that's just a minor fiddling with it and figuring it out, maybe in a radiator or sending the radiator out to be record.
Okay.
But the big one, other than the Galant, because that's a big one, I'd like to do something with the Starion this year.
Just put it together and drive it, I think.
Yeah, I don't want to make it pretty. I just want to patch the holes up enough, prime it, throw some rattle can white over the primer.
Sure.
Not even paint the fenders, leave a black fender and a red fender, and a maroon fender and a black fender and a red bumper.
Does it have a black door, too?
No, it's got white replacement doors. They're a different shade of white, though.
Oh, okay.
They're brighter white. They're from a later
Sure.
car. So it'll just be ugly, and then we'll just go out and enjoy it.
All right.
Because the car's fun to drive, and I'd like to have it on the road.
All right, that sounds good.
For wintertime again, because it was so much fun in the wintertime.
All right. All right. So those are good.
So
those are good resolutions.
I mean, I could keep going because there's so many cars that are just lying around doing nothing.
That's fine.
But the big thing is the Galant.
Yep.
If I don't get the Galant running this year, I'll be mad because it's now been saddled for 2 years. And like personal life got in the way and professional life got in the way. And this year it's all about getting that car.
All right. We'll work on that one. Which reminds me on mine, I need to put a better cooling fan on it because in traffic it will start to run
a larger one.
Yes.
Also, it will start to overheat while slowly trundling up Mount Washington.
Yeah, the extreme.
I'm just glad I was driving it and was paying attention and saw it.
Yeah.
Because if we blew that car up on when you weren't driving it, you'd be very upset at us.
Yeah. No. So that's good. Going to do a fan on that, and then pretty much gonna drive it as is because it's fine.
No, it's a good, just fun street car.
Actually, I didn't even put that. I didn't have a chance to put that car on the snow tires to store it in the garage. I usually store it on the snow tires.
So you don't flat spot here.
So I don't flat spot the summer tires, and in case I ever needed to move it out of the garage, it's easy.
Won't get stuck in the yard.
Yeah, but whatever.
Which is funny because you have S drives on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
The predecessor to the S drive would have been the AVS ES100.
Yeah.
And I had those on my old Talon, and it would not move in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure your car would be the same on S drives.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't be fun. Luckily, I don't need to drive it. I do need to get because the salt snuck up on us real fast, the Montero undercoated.
I know. It's funny. I was thinking about that because our friend of the podcast, obviously Jordan, wanted to do his Xterra, which I helped him out with last year. And I didn't get to it this year. And I was like, I wonder why I didn't get to that. And then I realized that last year I had more free time.
Yeah, well...
And this year I don't, so it made it a little more difficult for me.
You can, just drive it through the car wash and then it's fine. You can still undercoat it. It's not a big deal.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Is your computer dinging?
Maybe.
Yeah, because I just turned mine off. It's still going.
Okay, there you go.
Yep.
Yes, I got to do that. And what else? Oh, the Talon. So I have replaced the brand new radiator that had a hole in it with another brand new radiator that does not have a hole in it, or it has the appropriate holes in it.
The appropriate number of holes.
Yeah. So that's pretty sweet. You know, put a radiator in the car. I've got all the brake parts. I might, in late spring, probably buy a intercooler for it, front mount.
Okay.
And I'll get some tires for it too. Throw some tires on it, and then use it for autocross stuff, and maybe some track days. So that should be good.
So your goal is essentially Talon ready for track days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which should be attainable because I have basically all the parts except for the intercooler and tires. Mm-hmm. So
I just had a thought.
What's that?
We have a previously not mentioned in the podcast potential future Starion coming.
Yeah.
That may have a slight rod knock.
Yeah.
Maybe instead of putting any effort into the other one, we can just swap motors.
That'd be a lot quicker.
Yeah.
It won't be a flat body, but you can get rust-free flat body still.
Yeah.
Eventually.
That might be a quicker plan to have a running driving Starion.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wide body, but it's not rusty, but it has knock. And the motor in my car runs excellent.
Yep.
So, although I'm not sure what the difference is. We should probably stop doing that on air because now my phone's buzzing. Stop Google chatting.
Yeah, speaking of Jordan.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Interrupting our podcast.
So there was that. What else did I have going on? No, that's pretty much it for my project cars. I'm just going to keep maintaining the Subaru.
Yeah.
And driving every day.
I'm closing that window out because I'm getting distracted now.
Yeah.
I need to go back to talking instead of looking at my computer.
So let's see. Events. Oh, speaking of Subarus, the NER SCCA first rallycross of the 2018 season is next month in January.
Because the off season's 3 weeks long.
Yeah, so they're doing another one at Canaan. So it should be a snowy one, which is the racetrack up there. That should be cool.
It's going to be partial on the track in snow? Because that'd be fun.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
I believe it's already filled up.
Okay.
80 entries. That'd cap it.
So I won't be there.
Yeah, well, unless you want to stand out in the cold, which you probably don't.
No, I'm
No.
good.
Then there's the Winter Challenge,
Which
rally.
I'd like to do. We need to figure out what's going on with that.
I think me and Jordan are going to do it.
Oh, good. Good. Just leave you out in the cold again.
Find somebody to do it with.
It's fine. Okay, I'm fine. I won't cry. Does anybody want to do the Winter Challenge rally with me?
Yeah,
I'm
so
not very good at them,
So no,
but we have fun.
yeah, that's the thing. So if you live in New England and you want to do, you should probably have done a TSD before.
I'll just say you have. It's cool.
Yeah, and you want to do the hardest TSD like in the country, then come do the Winter Challenge rally
Yeah, because it's old school style TSD.
Yeah, it's like
legit.
60s and 70s.
We talked about it before.
Yeah.
But it's John Buffum, and John Buffum knows how to make a rally.
Yeah.
So
The rally legend John Buffum. So it's 3
worth it.
p.m. to 3 a.m. in almost Canada, Vermont. Mm-hmm. And it's usually snowing.
last year it was negative 15. 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah. Last year wasn't as cold, but it was like icy and slippery, and it was pretty crazy. So
We could even recreate it in my Raider and have no heat again. It was so fun. It's so warm.
So anyway.
We didn't die, so that's cool.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
No. It was like riding a chairlift, like I said. It felt like I was skiing riding a chairlift. It was super cold.
Except there was warm air blowing on us, at least.
No. I had no warm air blowing on me.
Bullshit, you certainly did.
No. Like
I was in the same damn truck.
like a whisper of warm air.
Whatever, it's more than you get in a chairlift. Regardless. So, what were your highlights of 2017, Andrew?
Definitely because I kicked off last year by going to 24 Hours of Daytona.
Yep.
That was pretty sweet. Which I was like, I gotta look at the weekend. I don't know what weekend that is.
Usually late January?
Yeah. Let's see. That might be. Sometimes we can get flights kind of cheap, and it's only like a day. It's literally a day.
It's a weekend.
Yeah. We'll have to look into that again. Because
I might be down, depending on finances. I still, as discussed, had to buy tires for my truck.
yeah, I mean, literally, I flew down Saturday morning, flew back Sunday afternoon, so I didn't miss any work
or anything.
and basically saw everything but 2 hours of the race, so it was pretty cool.
And I bet we could even make it so we could see the whole race if we tried.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the finish.
And ideally the weather will be warmer because it's Florida. So that was
Although it was cold last year.
so that was pretty cool. That was one cool way to start off the season. Then I think we had after that was the Winter Challenge that I did with Jordan.
Yeah, I didn't do it last year. I did it with Jordan last year, too. I didn't cry then either.
Then what else happened? Nothing really happened as far as events. I couldn't go to STPR. I was busy with work until Mount Washington Hill Climb.
Yeah, a highlight and a low light for sure.
But that
For reasons we won't talk about in the podcast.
that was like, I mean, it was super cool because we had Alex Grabau on,
Yes, we did.
and then he
Great
finished.
casting, great guy.
Yep, he finished second,
Like overall.
in open
Yeah.
class.
Yep.
And that video is out.
Yeah, watch that. We linked it on the page. Do you think,
Yes.
I think you did like last week.
I did. There's a video that his buddy, who's a filmmaker, made with a bunch of guys that volunteered their time to do it.
Yeah, it's a cool little like mini documentary with tons of actual race footage as well.
Yes. Yeah, it's really, really good. And the crazy thing is like that, the hill climb is only like every 3 years. So the next one's going to be 2020.
2020, yep.
So,
And we'll be there for sure.
yeah, that's something to look forward to. So it was really cool that we got to see it this year. And then like within like 2 weeks, no, a week, was doing a Force rally.
Yeah, the following weekend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or was it either 2 weeks or a week? It was really close.
It was
to
close. It was close to it, whatever it was. I
Yeah.
don't remember that whole time period is a little bit fuzzy right now.
Yeah, just thinking of like warm, beautiful July.
Yeah.
Because as much as I don't like it right now, because it's 10 degrees outside.
Oh, there's nothing like New England in the summertime.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
But I'll live without it to not have this wintertime crap.
Yeah.
That's pretty terrible. I mean, it's really terrible.
Yeah.
for all of our listeners that don't live here, we hate you all right now because this is terrible.
And they're like, well, it's not our fault that you live in New England.
I know, we still hate them, though. I'm kidding. We love our listeners.
What else is... Then there was nothing really until the end of August.
And what we do then?
Lime Rock Historics.
Oh, yeah. We did it this year.
Mm-hmm.
I had a couple other things I did. I went to Carlisle again this year.
Oh, yeah.
For the Import Nationals.
Yep.
Didn't bring my own car because another friend of the podcast, Al, wanted me to trailer down his Mark II Escort.
Mm-hmm.
So that was in May. That was kind of a highlight because I met some cool people.
Mm-hmm.
And his car won Best in Show.
Yep.
Like, overall, which is pretty awesome. So, I don't know if I probably put pictures of it up with that white Mark II Escort.
Yep.
RS 2000.
Yep.
Like genuine RS 2000. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, everything else I think was the same stuff that you did. Coupled with, obviously, the highlight of the year was going to Radwood a couple weeks ago.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was between that and the Peterson Museum. That's Car Guy Heaven weekend right there. So we had a pretty good year overall, actually. We did a lot of good events.
Went to a bunch of Cars and Coffees, the local ones.
Yeah, which is kicked off pretty big this year. It got, pretty large.
Oh, Japanese Car Day at Lars Anderson was good.
Which is the biggest one ever.
Yep.
There were 200 cars at least there for that.
The last Cars and Coffee they did this year at Lars Anderson was really good.
Also huge.
Yep. So a bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah, there is a lot of cool car stuff in the Northeast. It's just truncated into a few months' time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only problem.
It's only so many weekends. So.
Yep. And there's something going on every weekend, if you look. So Car Guy life isn't horrible here, as long as you ignore November, December, January, February, and most of March. Sometimes half of April.
Yep.
Occasionally the beginning of May. Not usually June anymore. Usually June's good. I think May's the latest. We've had snow in the past, so.
All right, so State of the Podcast.
State of the podcast?
What do you think?
Like a State of the Union address?
So,
State of the podcast. This is the last episode ever. Sorry. No, we're going to continue.
No, it feels like we've been doing it for more than a year. But
we have been doing it more than a year. It's been like a year and 3 months.
Yeah, I guess. Because
this is the first full year we've done, the full calendar year.
Yeah, so we started with guests last January, February.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to get back to some more guests.
Yeah, we had a little off time because we've both been busy.
We've got some lined up.
Yeah, we have 4 or 5 lined up for the first 2 months, so that's good.
So hopefully we're going to have, I think they're mostly in-studio guests, which we like.
Yep, locals.
Because obviously the audio quality is better if they're in studio, but
yeah, and it's more fun to have them here. And
yeah. But we don't shy away from. We'll get people on the phone too.
Yeah, we've also have a couple people we've talked to that will be phone-in guests. So.
Yes. So just heads up, we are going to keep doing guests. Also, we're going to do more topics because apparently, people really enjoyed the Ken Carter stuff.
Yeah, we had a really positive reaction to the Ken Carter episode.
So we appreciate that.
And it was really fun to do, too, because we really got to delve into one thing specific and not just kind of ramble for an hour.
Yep. So definitely, as we look into more, we'll go down that path and look into more car documentaries and stuff because that's kind of fun. And
not just car documentaries, but car movies and even history of different cars and makes and models and races.
It was totally,
drivers.
Yeah, it was definitely fun to have like the sound bites though. I think that really worked out.
The sound bites are cool, and the human element made it really cool.
Yeah,
which is why I think like stories about drivers will be cool, like a Jim Clark episode or a.
So just something a little different to be more than just like because it's kind of like this episode is kind of like a hostful.
Like if you don't care about us, you're not going to listen to this episode.
Yeah, it's a bloggy type episode, I guess. Yeah. A podcast, right?
It's our podcast. We can do what we want.
Yeah.
We're also going to try to do more video this year because we keep saying we're going to do more video, but this is the year we're going to do more video.
Oh, definitely.
So 100%. We'll be doing most of the time when working on cars, we're going to be filming it and putting together something.
Not, I won't be like, I got to go work at the car, but first I got to get coffee and do all my other errands, like, not stuff like that.
Are there car videos like that? I haven't seen those.
That's kind of like the way a lot of YouTube stuff is.
Well, we're too old to be YouTubers.
So these people are like, I'm going to do all this stuff, but first I got to do all this.
We will not start every video with, "What's up, guys?"
They
all start that way.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? I'm going to work on my... Nope, not going to say that.
It's just, it's interesting sometimes. Did you listen to that Smoking Tire with Mike Spinelli? The very end of the episode, they were talking about the way YouTube videos are.
I did not know.
Just how...
I'm like 6 months behind on Smoking Tires.
Vlogger stuff is just kind of weird and like...
It is bizarre.
And they're...
It's bizarre people watch it.
They're like our age and they're like in the same boat that we're at. We're like, I don't want to watch you get coffee and do all your errands and stuff. Like that's so weird, so strange.
But it's funny because, I have a 14-year-old daughter and she watches the craziest like video game bloggers and it's just inane nothing content. Yet she'll watch it for hours. It doesn't.
Is it them playing the games or them talking about like doing other things and then they go play games or something?
All of
weird?
it.
Yeah, it's real. Hey, I don't know.
There's one where the guy walks to the arcades and plays games in the arcades on video. And there's like claw machines. I'm like, what are you doing?
See, that's the thing. I don't want the extra stuff. I just want to see, like, we're gonna work on the cars. Like, I'll cut it. I'm gonna just be like, all right, we're working on the Montero. Here's what we're doing. And then we'll just do it.
Montero again.
We'll just do it. It's not really going to be how-to stuff. It's just going to be like, hey, we're doing this. We're having fun with this.
It'll be a little bit of a how-to about it.
Yeah, but we're not going to be like...
And then it'll always end with the payoff of the vehicle running, the vehicle driving.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be like, all right, I got up this morning. I'm having breakfast. I'm meeting Brad later. Then we're working on the car.
Like every drift video starts with the guy's alarm going off and the guy getting out of bed. It's like, I don't give a shit about that. Stop it.
I get that you're like setting the scene or something, but I just don't care. Just get to the chase. I just want to watch it.
Once in a while, those videos are cool if they're done well. But when every video follows the same pattern, it's no good.
No, I want to see you just work in the car.
Yeah, and
I like
I kind of have some other ideas too for videos with. We'll talk about it more in person.
I'm
later,
into the Hoonigan Daily Transmission videos. I really like the way they do that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for turning me on those because I didn't realize what they were, and then it's just they just show up and they talk to somebody about their car. Like just
exactly, that's kind of what I want to do.
We don't have a cool warehouse to do burnouts in, but
we
get some local
lot of local people who we could talk to and bring just a camera and a microphone to a car show and hey, here's this dude with his 71 MGB, like totally normal car. Tell us about this car.
Did you grow your handlebar mustache like Dennis Gage?
I could, if you'd like me to. I do have the car guy video beard, which is not on purpose. That way, it just kind of happened that way.
Yeah, well, it's just kind of beards are in the zeitgeist, right? It's just kind of a right now,
just a thing, yeah. Which anybody who knows me knows that I'm not trendy. I just happen to have a kind of trendy.
The girl at the diner called you trendy the other day.
No, she wasn't trendy. She was at a Danish beard?
Dutch beard.
Dutch beard? And I was like, I don't know. I'm not Dutch.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, it's a style. I was like, oh, I didn't know. I was like, I don't know, just hair that's grown, not styled at all.
Well, it is styled because you trim it, so then yes, technically it's styled.
A little bit.
It's not like this wild mountain man beard.
It's pretty close.
So,
anyway, off topic, as always.
So, yeah, we're definitely want to expand and do some other stuff.
I think we also were talking about doing either latching onto one of the already existing Cars and Coffees or doing something on our own and kind of having our own little brand out there.
Probably, I think we'll work with the people that already have one.
Yeah, we've already talked about it with them.
It's easier.
So they're also some of our guests, and we'll talk about Cars and Coffee with them.
Mm-hmm. Help them promote stuff. So
yeah, help them throw out the bad seeds that show up to the things.
So
curate it a little bit.
Lots and lots of fun stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to this year more so than I have any other year in the past because we have this thing going and we have like the train's already running, so we just gotta keep it moving and do more with it. So
that's right.
Look for lots of fun auto off topic stuff this year.
So I think we'll wrap this one up.
One last New Year's resolution.
Yeah,
this is our last rambling episode of nothing. Every episode from now on will be. Okay, I can't say last one ever.
No, because we'll probably have ones that you just do like a, just kind of like a general host episode.
Okay.
We'll call them a host episode where we just talk about our stuff.
So here's what we'll say. We'll have less host episodes and more content episodes.
Okay.
That's our resolution.
Yes. That definitely sounds good to me.
Yeah. So we'll still have Project Car updates. We'll still have listener questions.
Yeah.
They just won't be every week.
Well, we didn't do listener questions every week anyway.
We were doing it every other for a little while, and then
space it out a bit.
Yeah, it's going to be monthly or bi-monthly or whatever. We're going to try to have more actual content.
You guys can build it up a little bit.
Yeah, or maybe even having, like, if we have a really positive reaction, have a listener question episode about that particular.
I'd like to have more, if we're going to have a guest on, I'd like to also have questions for the guest, too. I'd like to work that out, too.
Yeah, of course. Like promote the guest that's going to be there.
Because, like, the one we did with Dan Downey Dirty Racing, where he stayed and did a listener question episode with us. That was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we can talk about all this stuff off air.
Yeah,
to hear the behind the scenes, or maybe that's what we'll call this one, behind the scenes.
So,
and cut.
As always, you can follow us on Facebook, Auto Off Topic Podcast. Make sure you check the follow button so you see our stuff first. We're trying to beat those algorithms.
We're losing tremendously to them.
Oh yeah. Best place to engage with us probably is to see us on Instagram.
I feel like engaging with us, you can. If you physically try to say something to us, we're going to see it.
Yes, that's true.
We have a few listeners that send us almost daily
Yep.
messages, and we appreciate that, and it's fun going back and forth.
I do have stickers, and the
holiday season just ruined us, that's
yes.
all. And the coloring contest and everything is all set and ready to go. We just got to get it out there.
Yeah.
So we will, we promise.
When I come to your house this weekend, I'll look over the prizes.
My house this weekend?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah. Anyway.
I forgot I planned a whole event. Sorry.
Yeah. Good job. You can follow us out off topic on Instagram. You can follow me, Race and Anger, on Instagram. And Brad?
Follow my personal account, TSISS350 on Instagram. And you can find the Vintage Imports of New England Instagram page, Vintage Imports NE.
Yep. And we are on iTunes, Google Music, and Stitcher. And leave us a review and drop us a line. We'll send you a sticker. Someday. I just, the other day, I helped Stephanie do Christmas cards.
Yep.
And basically, she took the guest list from the wedding, because that's a great way to get everybody's addresses.
Okay.
And, oh my God, there's so much work.
Yeah, it's not fun.
She was handwriting them, and, then I was just, stamping them. I was doing the easy thing, just stamping them.
And you're still like, oh my God, this sucks.
Yeah. And, I obviously had, a...
So you're saying you send a self-addressed stamped envelope for stickers?
No, I'm just saying, it's just man, having to send physical email, physical emails.
Physical mail.
Physical mail is
Physical mails. Why is it emails and not mails?
It's electronic mail.
Okay, so why, if you're sending more than one piece of mail, why is it not mails? You send multiple emails, but you can't send multiple mails. And on that note, this podcast has gone too long. Good night.
All right. Keep your cars analog and aim for the roses.